ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting from the epicenter of cool Brooklyn, New York. This is the Bruce Montalvo Show, live on Montalvo Broadcasting Network.
And Jaja, what's up, y'all?
That's up. What's up? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is July 24th, 2015, and you're tuning in to another hard-hitting episode of the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Absolutely. Yo, this is the alternative to the KKK regurgitating media. The one that gets the script every week by the CIA and says the same thing every single week.
Basically saying the same things I talk about. What, the Saxe-Coburgs and Gothas? I mean, that's all on the just info...
Trail.
Yeah, info trails.
Yeah. They just
entrails.
Yeah, they're just glued to us, you know. It's amazing. We're just absolutely little peas and little tiny dots in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? No funding, really no funding. Okay, straight up, it's only 1 hour a week every Friday night. Don't forget to tune in to Bruce and Jaja. Okay, y'all. You ain't listening.
Because if you're not tuned in, then that means Intel's tuned in out of Waco, Texas, where all the military people are rounding up that heroin. You know what I mean? They're shooting it right in between their fat toe. And.
I don't think shooting. I think the sniffing and the smoking. You can hear it in their voice, and you can see it with the pin eyes.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
It's really a terrible thing. Heroin is a very, very bad thing. You know, there's a fallacy.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Very bad for you. You know,
if you do drugs, you're bad. So don't
just
do
smoke a little joint. That's it. Don't put the heroin in the joint. Okay?
Right in between the fat toe. Don't do it. Next thing you know, you're going to be squirting it in your eye like other things.
Oy.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's a crazy world we're living in because, you know, I'm supposed to be alternative media, but I got people from CBS, NBC, you know, they say they're not alternative media or they are alternative media, but really they're mainstream media tuning into me.
But you even have mainstream. You had Rick Sanchez. He hit you up too.
Rick Sanchez!
You had some lamestream.
We had fun with those Fox News idiots, don't we?
Yeah, they all came at you. But, yeah, what's up with this world today? You know, we had a lot to cover. Right after we had our show, it turns out last week the Queen was saluting the Nazis. You know what I'm saying?
You believe that? The cat is out of the bag, ladies and gentlemen. She was calling her dog Adolf. Sieg Heil!
That's it.
That's her dog. She was calling her dog Adolf,
yeah,
right?
That's right. But wasn't there photos of her, like, smiling, like, so, like, in love, enamored with Hitler? Wasn't there photos
Yes,
of
there's
her?
Photos of her meeting Hitler and shaking his hand.
Yeah, but she was, like, mad happy, too.
Oh, she was ecstatic.
Yeah.
Ecstatic.
So, yeah, she's got her little training going on. So, what's up with this Reich thing, you know? So, what are we, the fourth or fifth Reich? We're in the fifth Reich?
Well, the fifth Reich is China. I forgot to mention last week. Actually, every dollar that's in circulation, folks, every dollar is debt, okay? And that debt, 10% of it, we're kicking that back up to the Chinese. So every time you use a dollar and it's in circulation, you're giving the Chinese some money. Forgot to mention that there.
Yeah, but again, I don't have problems with the Chinese. I'm sorry. I do a lot of business with them. They have beautiful gemstones. You know, when you can get a good dealer, I get this great... Well, one guy's from Thailand, actually, but he's great. He gets me the best gemstone stuff from Burma and Myanmar. Oh, you can't even say Burma on eBay, you know? Like,
right.
So I gotta, like, hide it with the name of the mine, you know?
Well, I'll tell you who has a problem with China. Who has a problem? It's got to be the Native Americans. I mean, if you throw a piece of trash on the floor in front of a real Native American, you'll probably see a little gangster teardrop fall from his eye. I mean, the Chinese are some of the dirtiest pigs, polluters. Just they cheat in the stock market. They're disgusting.
Okay, we don't do such a bad job of, in the whole scheme of things, too, of being vile and disgusting, you know? I mean, for every one time you mentioned something about China, organs and harvesting organs, you know, there's stories of when the whole Haiti earthquake thing happened, there were medevacs there, and then they were flying them to Jackson Memorial Hospital in Florida, the quickest transport right there, just like zip zap, you know what I'm saying? Zip zap, bibbity bop, you know. Oh, speaking of zip zap,
zippity bop, you know. All I did was give her the pudding. You know, she wanted the pudding. She had the pudding. Come on, what are you doing?
it was consensual, no?
It was consensual with the orgasm and the pudding. And what you people doing in my kitchen?
What about the roofies, man? They were consensual too?
Yeah, that was in the pudding. That's the pudding pop, the Jello pudding pop.
So what were they doing hanging out at the Playboy Mansion?
Oh, man. Bill Cosby. That's another thing. I mean, they just want to destroy the icons, I guess, from the past. I mean, now they're going after Hulk Hogan. What is it? Nazi mania, brother. That's right. I'll say the N-word. You can't say it. Barack can say it, but I can say it. Why do I sound like Jesse Ventura?
What? Nazis, what?
Oh, man.
I can't say anything these days.
You can't say anything without being slapped.
I think Barack Obama
with Homie the Clown's political sock of correctness.
Yeah. PC City here.
That's right. And what is going on with that? I mean, Vince McMahon could walk around and call John Cena, an N, but Hulk Hogan can't do it. And I'm not backing up Hulk Hogan, okay? What I think they should do with Hulk Hogan is basically put a catapult and catapult his ass right back to the Weimar Republic where that Nazi piece of trash belongs. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to just go for a long shot here and say he's probably a Lebensborn.
Yeah, well, look at his eyes. Doesn't he look like that Dusty Rhodes?
He's got a very German chin.
You know what? You know who I think he looks like? Probably if you go back to Paul Blobel.
Paul Blobel.
I think maybe there might be some.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe he might be a cousin to Dusty Rhodes.
Oh.
Don't they kind of look?
They
alike?
both have that bionic elbow.
Yeah, that goes crazy googly eyes.
Oh man.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Well,
I don't know. The world is really weird today, and everybody's getting their media from a very, very concentrated point and viewpoint, and everybody seems to be put in these positions. They've been given hand-delivered these positions that are made to seem like great positions, but meanwhile they're slaves themselves, working so hard.
No, but they want you to believe that it's the Jews that are running Monsanto. It's the Jews that are behind all the woes of the world. Okay, these sick anti-Semitic idiots that I can't stand. These idiots that say everything's Israel and you're an Israel operative. No, I'm not an Israel operative. I am an operative for the Jewish people. Okay, not the government of Israel. I believe in the Jewish people. My wife's Jewish. I'm a Sephardic Jew, ladies and gentlemen. I'm coming out and saying that it's the Nazis, it's the Fourth Reich.
Amalek.
It's the Amalekian Fourth Reich that has us in this stranglehold of deception that they want you to believe that it is the Jews that run everything.
Yeah.
These are the stupidest people, and most of these idiots are in the alternative media.
Yeah.
All you idiots out there, you want to challenge me? All right, you can find me. I'm easy to find. You. All right.
You know what? I just want to let me just slow it down, because last night we were listening to this one woman. No mentions of her name because
it's like that song. I ain't hard to find.
Yeah. Well,
we ain't hard to find.
Well, we were listening to this one lady, you know what I'm saying, and we've heard her before, and she seems to be dropping a lot of information about George Norrie and Alex. She just is like everybody's name.
You mean Bill?
Yeah, well, he said that today. He said he was Bill.
Do you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? These people, they want to block me from their Facebooks. They want nothing to do with me. They release articles on my behalf that I did long ago, but they want nothing to do with me. I basically I'm too hardcore. I've been banned from these places, from these talk shows, right? Mm-hmm. But then they have the audacity to say to me and my friends that we can't say that Mr. Limbaugh looks a little bit like Jim Morrison because then we have mental illness. Well, let me tell you something, you heroin-using Fanuke. I'm not the one putting freaking heroin needles in between my fat toe, okay? I'm not the one. I'm not the one with dirty socks on my ears with pinned eyes, pushing hallucinogens for children. Okay, I'm doing a talk show, a simple talk show for the people, by the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I am
straight up from the heart,
telling you the truth.
No script right here, no pre-written.
Just the facts.
But let me go back to this situation with this woman. You know, she's making these videos, and I'm just gonna get
this shill.
Yeah, this shill.
Amalekian shill.
Yeah, this old bag.
Wants you to believe that harp can control your mind.
Okay, I'm so sick of
this.
Oh
my God!
All of you people just learn about harp. I use scalar energy, right? Like, you just got to know what the capabilities and its limitations are. The fact is that all these shills are all trying to say that harp is inclusive of mind control. And that is a fallacy. Yes, there's harp, and there's
there's the ELF waves and whatnot, but it's not necessarily the harp towers in Alaska. Nothing to do, right? And I've had major researchers come on this show and try to pass off that poppycock to me too.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I even had a specialist on my damage control. She came on with the smart meter intel, and that's very specific. And there are actual.
It's a form of ELF wave.
Yeah, but that's verifiable. You know, by scientists and real, even in the court system. If you have ELF sensitivities, and you can actually get it removed, you can get the smart meters removed from your home. But you'd have to have you have to be able to prove certain sensitivities, you know. And first of all, they all want you to. This is a talking point for them. This is an infiltrating point that they want you to walk around talking about harp in the same breath, say mind control. So the person you decide to tell this information to, that they're modifying the weather by using
they
jet
look
streams,
at you like you're batshit.
Then you're
guano.
You're really done. Okay.
Oops, I meant to say guano. Bat guano.
Yeah. You know, and those people are always saying,
FCC.
And they always want to, and they think, you know, somehow they think that the Jews don't listen because there's all this maybe they think there's no Jews left, or maybe they're still trying to, you know, get some more, like they did in a Holocaust over in Bosnia and Serbia. Where's that? Bosnia, right? So all those people that was like a Holocaust in the 90s, and they were all starving to death, you know, and remember that? Anyway, but were.
You need to pull that up.
Yeah.
We're not sure on that.
Bosnian Muslims. It was in Bosnia.
Yes, Bosnian Muslims.
I'm telling you, and it was in the 90s, and they killed 40,000 Jews. And they were still killing Jews. You see, people don't realize, they think, it's never going to happen again. And look, the Jews couldn't do anything back then, and they didn't do crap back in the 90s, right, with Bill Clinton. What's his name? Hassenbach's cousin?
Hassan Dusseldorf, and I don't know.
Those guys look like first cousins. Hassan, what's his name? The Haas? What you call him?
Hasselhoff. David has the Hoff. I didn't know you were talking about the Hoff. Knight Rider.
That guy looks just like Bill Clinton. I was looking at early pictures of that guy. I said, oh my God. They really
have a very German chin, don't they?
Yeah, man. There's something going on, you know?
You know who else looks like Hitler? Stalin. You know who else looks like Hitler? Churchill. So it's Rothhill, Rothler, and Stalin child.
Okay, but this goes way back. See, they're in their bloodline.
I laid some serious information there for you. Right, ladies and gentlemen?
But Bruce, explain to me. See, they really are into the bloodline thing.
Put one and two together.
They'll go back maybe like 10 or 12 generations back, you know, and they'll put all their people.
Speaking of Bosnians, you know, I was looking at pictures of Bosnian Nazi troops. Because there is actually, let me finish, there was actually a division, a Nazi Muslim division of the SS.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was going through some of those pictures. Like I said, and one of them looked just like Vladimir Putin.
It was unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. We'll have pictures up, lady. We'll have the pictures up. But it was mind-boggling. I was like, am I looking at
what drove you to look at those
Putin?
Pictures? Yeah, okay, so it makes sense. So what goes on? So that's what made me talk about the whole Nazi and the Jew thing again, is because you found these. And this division, because like the Handoi division, Hanzar.
That's right.
Hanzar division, that was also means sword. Okay, and that was
the logo they had. They had a sword with the Nazi swastika.
Yeah, and it was started at the time of World War II. So it was a branch that was occurring. And that's where you saw those photographs, the World War II Muslims that were recruited. So this Putin-looking dude was a Muslim, right?
Oh, absolutely.
He's a Muslim. And you can look that up. I mean, what is it that you looked up? Handzar, Handzar division. And anybody could do that search on Google, and it wasn't that deep either.
That's right. It was Nazi SS Handzar Division. So they have this flashback, Bosnian Muslims. Well, it's a very famous picture. Okay, take a look at that picture for yourselves, and you'll see I'm no Dallas troll bug. I'm basically putting one and two together, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, my wife, Jaja, is a world-renowned artist. She's got a bachelor's in fine art. She's in masters. Oh, look at me downgrading her, ladies and gentlemen. She's much greater than what I say she is. Okay, so this isn't just some theory that I pulled out of Hitler's Sphinx.
Wait, I mean, it says right here. I mean, it's obvious. It was a Croatian, Serbian.
Original Bosnian Muslim Nazi SS Handzar Division.
Right, and
the guy in the middle looks just like Putin.
Yeah, and then later on, back in the 90s, that's where they simulated the World War II Nazi thing, and they killed 700,000 Muslims. 40,000 were Jews, and a total of 6 to 7 million people. What did the world do? And I remember Christiane Amanpour, she was like yelling at Bill Clinton, "This is ridiculous, you know, you have to do something." And finally he did something. It took her. I mean, good for her, but like it took her to get this scum to move.
And they want to say that the Rothschilds are Jewish. Okay, I'm putting it out right here. Stalin is a Rothschild. Hitler, everybody knows he's a Rothschild, but he's not Jewish. It's not a Jewish coup d'etat. It's not a Jewish conspiracy. It is a German-Bavarian conspiracy. It all started out of Spain with the Alumbrados, okay? And then Adam Weishaupt, who's a Jesuit of that sect, started the Illuminati.
But they try to blame, again, that on a Sephardic Jew.
They want to blame it.
It was all on a Sephardic Jew. Everything.
They slaughtered, the Vatican did. They slaughtered the Sephardic Jews.
They don't like us because we're Sephardic.
Because this is the clash. This is the clash of biblical titans, like I stated, and might as well give you the name of the episode. We're giving you, basically a bunch of current events. We haven't even gotten to some of the current events, ladies and gentlemen. It's basically about 20 minutes of silliness. But this show, why not? They copy from me. Basically, this show is titled Ancient Aryans.
Ancient Aryan?
Ancient Aryan, you owe me ramen red for $2.
$2.
Hey, they were Aryans too. That's what I want to get into. Aryan, basically, they were the original Aryans. Mm-hmm. Okay, I was looking at this article from the BBC. It stated that they found this artifact in Tibet with like a monk on it that had a Nazi swastika in the design, and that was actually made of some type of meteorite. So I guess they forged it with iron. I don't know how they did it. It was a beautiful piece. But there you go. Ancient Aryans, ancient aliens. I'm not trying to sound like the Chinese guy from South Park here, but that's what it is.
Maybe I thought the Chinese looked like Aryans.
Well, they were the original Aryans.
Maybe Hitler went there and said, "You are Aryan here. Get out. You're Aryan." I don't know.
Exactly.
Everything all sounds the same, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they be killing Jews. They still know how many is what. They were chasing Jews back then, even in the 90s. Now in Ukraine, they put up the swastika sign. And so who's in charge? Who's beefing with the Ukraine? Isn't it Putin's involved with that too, man? That's what it is.
Oh, they got all their Nazis. It's a Nazi industrial complex, and they got all their little Nazis in a row, just like ducks.
Yeah, these guys are so serious. I was listening to that woman again, and she was talking about. I'm gonna say her name, all right? Because I gotta put her out. All right.
Okay, Shills Exposed 101. What is this?
She's always exposing everybody else.
Oh yeah, it's Jew this, Jew that, and just Germans. Not that Germans aren't wonderful people now.
She's always talking about everybody's name. It's time for her name to be put out. What's her name? Lorraine Murray.
That's right.
Morell. M-O-R-E-L-L.
Oh yeah, she kind of looks like
Theodore.
Hitler's doctor there a little bit, right? That's where she got her doctorate, right?
Yeah.
That's the school she went to.
Everything for her is they go so far back with their bloodlines and tracing, like she knows
She's related to royalty.
Royalty, and anyway, but they trace back to Palestinians.
Oh yeah.
So they're the original Jews. So they want to go back and say, that proves they know they're Amalek. That's what. But the problem is that see the Jews, like, they like to be tribal and stuff, like, in general. But there's too many, like, some weird sects of them. I don't know what goes on. Everybody's trying to co-opt it. But, those guys, the Amaleks, they be getting together and stuff. So they're organized with their skull and bones and their masonry. What's his face? Bill Cooper, the fraud, he came out and he was just like trying to break down all the different demo lays and all the different, every single one of those.
Another Office of Naval Intelligence, another shill. That's what gets me. All these late night pieces of crap. They're all part of the Office of Naval Intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who was involved in the JFK assassination? It was the Office of Naval Intelligence. So here you have the Navy, who basically had a big part in whacking JFK, telling you that they're going to give you the truth behind who whacked JFK. It's really laughable. I
know. But I think that one time, Coast to Coast, they had that one guy on that was talking about Jackie O. And that's what got us thinking. He was the guest that he had on. I don't know who it was, but they was talking.
And all these asinine theories. I mean, I got to deal with conspiracy people, folks, because I try to give you, the listener, what you want to hear, okay? But don't think that I agree 100% with some of the people I bring on or have brought on, okay? I mean, the cab driver did it. I don't think so. It's just another rerouted CIA talking point.
Or we went to the moon.
I don't buy that either.
Yeah, right. And we don't get our heroin from Afghanistan.
No, they get it from Waco in Texas.
Yeah, man. What's up with that? That's
they're
like
shooting it up right in between your fat toe, right? Getting those pink eyes and just
David Koresh. David Koresh, right? You know what I'm saying? Waco, David Koresh.
The bulldog. Watch out. He's gonna bite. But the bulldogs are kind of mangy, actually. They're like little. They're not really tough.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a very stupid thing that he did. Why is he pushing that? I don't really want to talk about Mr. Jones.
Yeah, Mr.
I know he's listening because last week there was all these
look, I'm worried about you.
Regurgitated talking points.
I'm worried about
everything. He listens. It's like we got an up on all of our shows.
This is a good chance.
And then
it's a good chance for me to talk to him, mano y mano, like Jeff Goldblum would say. Listen, I'm worried about you, man. Stop shoving that needle in between your fat toe.
He doesn't do that. He sniffs it. It's got to be a sniff. I mean, what did you? We just saw the chapped lips and the pin eyes is what I got very upset about.
Well, the blotchy skin. I'm no police officer. I'm not trying to bust you for narcotics, but
dude, sinuses.
Dude, you're making it completely obvious.
Just don't put yourself out there like that, man.
Man.
You got all those veterans, you know what I'm saying? Do one of your veterans. What are they saying when they look at his video?
Woo-wee, that there Alex Jones look like he there gone there and done it on that heroin there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get serious.
Seriously.
I'm being super serial.
What's going on in Syria these days?
What's going on with the entire Middle East? You guys are going to blow each other up. Mm. That's what's going to happen. Like we said, the name of the show is Ancient Aryans. Mm. Okay, it's no surprise that the Aryans and the state of Israel are still at war. Okay, they've been at war throughout the entire millennia, and this is basically the Vatican's doing. Okay, because I heard an interesting talking point. You're mentioning this shill of a woman, and she mentioned something that resonated with me, and it was the Iranian flag and the Italian flag. Mm-hmm. They're both green, white, and red.
Yeah.
Well, that's who's running the show, the green, white, and the red. And I'm not talking about Mexico. I'm talking about Rome. Okay? Because it's the clash of the biblical titans. Okay? All, if not every part of organized religion is derived from the Zoroastrians. That started in Persia, in Iran. Okay, and then what came next? What we call Judaism,
Oh no! You had
Judeo-Christian.
the Egyptian came
Well,
out.
exactly, and the Egyptian. That's where we go back to all these nincompoops that say it's a Jewish conspiracy.
Right.
The Egyptians predated the Jews, and the Zoroastrians, the Iranians, predated the Egyptians. So who's really running the show here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they're putting this.
Those are the levels. It's like they go through these levels.
They're putting us in a very tough spot, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't want to sound like a fearmonger here, but literally all hell could break loose between these two giants of biblical prophecy, between Israel and Iran, because what did Netanyahu say? He said he was going to commit suicide.
That was funny.
If the deal went through, and he promised to use force if the Iranian deal did go through. So, I mean, what is he going to do? We know he's somewhat of a neocon. We know he's right there. He's basically right out of the Republican Party. This guy, to me, when I hear him talk, he sounds so American. He sounds like a freaking Republican to me.
Listen, this is what I want to get at is this.
What is he, Bush Part 2 over there? What's going to go down?
What I want to get at is this, Bruce, is that the Vatican is controlling the Muslims, and they feel.
Well, that's
and
obvious.
Hitler started the relationship between the Muslims and the Third Reich. Okay, he began it, he proliferated it, and he pushed the hatred and the camaraderie between the Nazi faction and the Islamic faction. They coordinated it. He figured it doesn't matter as long as it's a common enemy. And he then went to Saudi Arabia, went to a lot of places and solicited a lot of love for his Reich, and in the name of anti-Jewishness. And that's how a lot of this Muslim hate, Muslim...
Oh, they have the same rhetoric.
The same rhetoric, because we'd seen
They have the same rhetoric against the Jews.
Exactly, the same lies. It's like what Goebbels said, if you repeat a lie enough times, the people start to believe it. And
I could have sworn I heard Goebbels on the radio today.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a very interesting point.
Young Goebbels.
And I just don't understand how we have a provocateur in the White House, an agitator in chief that's hell bent. He's basically like the referee in a WWE match between Iran and Israel. I mean, this could be fake. It could be just posturing. I'm going to kill you.
Of course he
You're going to kill me. But
of course he is.
But let me tell you something. The body slams still look real. I mean, when they threw Mankind off that steel cage, it looked pretty damn real. And he did get hurt. So will someone get hurt as a result of this? I mean, you have an Iranian general saying he's never going to be on good terms with the U.S. You have their leader, Camel Toe, Khamenei, saying that the struggle against the U.S. will continue even if the nuclear deal is signed. I mean, these guys spout out death to Israel, death to America, and we have an idiot in the White House, an agitator, a provocateur in chief, basically stoking the flames of World War V. Right. I mean, it's not even going to World War III. It's going straight to V, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen to me and stop talking for a second, okay? Because this is very serious. And it has to do with nuclear war, okay? And it has nothing to do with Israel and Iran. This has to do with the disposal of nuclear waste and Ukrainian. And this is another problem I have with Loren, because she's supposed to be a nuclear physicist expert, depleted uranium, okay? And this is something I discovered several years ago from looking at the volcanoes. And I did an investigation because there was too much black smoke above the volcanoes. And I went and did days and weeks of research.
It's right into Iceland.
Pulled up patents and found out that the only way to dispose of depleted uranium is in lava or tectonic plates. That's two ways of utilizing... you can't put it in outer space. Where is depleted uranium going, my friends? Where is it going? It goes somewhere, all right? And like Murray said in her video, that she speculated. She said, "Oh, they're getting at the Icelandics for the bankers because they didn't want to agree." Well, yes, very well, that might be true. But she went and convoluted and started to saying they just they're using some kind of nuke on them. She did say that. And then she ends up talking about HAARP, but she does not explain something. She's a shill. This is why these people are shills.
Absolutely.
It's because I'm going to explain to you what happens, my friends. What they do is that they dump the depleted uranium in a volcano, and then they HAARP it and they heat up the centrifugal, the vortexes inside. They heat that stuff up. It has to be heated up. If you look at popular science and all that, you can just ask the question in Google: Can you dispose of nuclear waste in a volcano? And you will get many, many, many popular science articles, and they will tell you no, because it's not hot enough to be able to release its, to detonate, to whatever, get rid of itself, Then anyway, there's a patent.
Right.
There's a patent that states that you can bury it in lava. Why? If you couldn't bury it in lava, why would there be a patent for it? So they have to find a way to heat it up. And the other place was in tectonic plates, and she keeps talking about Fukushima and how the sharks and the dolphins were getting white this week, and all kinds of things that were turning up.
Oh yeah, I mean, what they found these radiated flowers that look freakish. And all these dolphins are washing up dead.
Right. So what I was
Very
saying,
sad.
and that was another thing that I figured out, is that they also were able to. We had these intercontinental ballistic missiles, that nuclear head torpedo. Okay, that would be perfect for getting rid of depleted uranium.
I'll tell you what else is perfect. Now that you mentioned,
a tsunami bomb that hit Fukushima.
Exactly.
It was a tsunami bomb.
You mentioned intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs. Well, the Israeli ambassador to the U.S. says that that's what they're going to get rid of the United States with, is the ICBMs that we're helping Iran basically make.
No.
The ancient Aryans.
Aryans. No,
Aliens.
That's not true.
Aryans.
They use it for whoever they want. They're
going to use it for me because I'm a drug dealer and a rapist, according to Donald Bellon Mamaluke Trump.
Oh, Albert Spears' children?
Albert Spears' children, that's right. Okay, what are they doing over there with that? Now they're staging, they caught a bunch of illegal aliens throwing in their clothes into a car, and then all of a sudden that's a drug deal? I mean, get out of here. Those people over there at that alternative media outlet really think you're stupid, ladies and gentlemen. If they think they're talking to people like this.
Yeah. Oh, look, they really are at the site of a crime.
Oh, yeah. They think their audience consists of Larry the Cable Guy.
But really, they want you to hate Mexicans. They want you to think that they're going to be the law enforcers now, too. You know what I'm saying? What if they got killed, on air? You
know what really bothers me?
They would get a fine, actually, from the government.
You want to hate Mexicans, all you alternative media types? You know there are 40 Medal of Honor recipients that are Hispanics that gave the ultimate sacrifice for this country so we could be here? Ladies and gentlemen, Hispanics, Latinos, forget that word, Latinos have been here since the beginning. The only thing that happened was the flag freaking changed. That's it. You're not getting rid of us. We're part of this country, okay? That doesn't mean that I'm for illegal immigration, but, I mean, come on. They're not going to vote. You need a valid Social Security to vote. The most these guys get is $3 and half an eaten cheeseburger, okay? And then they get their asses deported back whenever they mess up or whatever. That's it. They're not a threat to you. They're not a threat to me, okay? If they deport all of them, guess what? You're not going to be able to have your smoothies, the nice strawberries you like to put in your smoothie, okay? That's all going to be gone. You're gonna have to go out there and pick the fruits your damn self. Which you won't do. So all you redneck bastards saying that they're taking your jobs, you know damn well you don't do those jobs.
No.
Those jobs aren't yours.
And they can't cook like a Mexican either.
I cook pretty damn good, actually, but that may be considered racist, or
No, because you're doing chicken wings. I think you do them better than black people.
I'm racist, or I'm just a total man, and I'm oppressing Janine and the woman that she is when I cook. Jaja, my love.
It's okay. You make better chickens than the average southern kind of cooking spot around here.
Damn well.
More spicy. You could open up a chicken wing spot.
Oh man, I'd make millions here in Brooklyn, wouldn't I?
Oh yeah. With those wings for sure.
Oh. So we broke down a little bit of what's going on with Iran and that zaniness and how it all. I mean, these two biblical titans are getting ready to clash.
I don't think so. I think they like to rule by fear. It's another Tavistock game. They're ruling with trauma. They keep everybody
right.
riveted to their seat, giving their money to whoever says it, not thinking, not knowing what's going on, doubting everything, and just believing that the fear, that way they can funnel more money into certain projects that they want to. And most of those projects are reverted into controlling you.
That's right. I mean, speaking of ruling people with fear, you had the Batman shooter, James Holmes, who basically the verdict was reached. He was guilty. What happens the next day? Basically a patsy of the CIA. There's another theater shooting in Lafayette. So let me put the conspiracy dots together for you folks. Lafayette was General Lafayette. Actually, there's a statue of him not so far from here. And guess what? He was a Mason. Okay? Military Mason. What's going on right now? Jade Helm 15. What's going on right now? Bohemian Grove. Mock human sacrifices. If not real sacrifices, going back from 1909 till today.
Is that why Clyde Lewis wasn't on the air the other night? No.
Who knows? He was probably having bacon dipped in nacho cheese. I don't know what he was doing.
With some Fearless beer.
With some Fearless beer. We're giving these people plugs, and I haven't even tried the beer yet.
Yeah, but he helped you, too. He gave you
I guess he did. But look, this is very, very important. Okay, I'm basically bridging a Masonic connection between this theater shooting, basically a psyop, psychological operation, psych warfare upon the people, again, to get you corralled into taking our guns. That's what Obama wants. He's working hard these last couple of months that he's going to be in office. With this next couple of months, and he's got another year to go. So he's working hard, and that's what his agenda is, ladies and gentlemen. He is coming after your guns, and he's got the military staging shootings at Marine recruitment areas, now at theaters, a day after a verdict is reached on the Aurora, Colorado shooter. This all smells like malarkey to me.
That's not happening. They're not going to get anybody's guns in America. New York is very strict on their guns, so I could just tell you, it's very difficult here.
Unfortunate.
You can get licensing, but you have to be, take certain. You can apply. Anybody can apply, but you have to go through certain courses and you have to get approval. Depends on your building. I'm not really sure all the legal laws on it, but I don't believe that they're going to take the guns. This is another fear tactic, and we have friends that work on the other side, of law enforcement, and try to help people out. And I think that, they're looking for nut job patriots, and they're looking for people survivalists and people that are wants to come up against and start militias and just look for a reason to watch you, to categorize you, and to put you in a box and to be able to control you in the future, you know what I'm saying? Because you right now, most of these patriots, they're a prime market for like survivalist gear, and seeds and ammo. Those are the biggest buyers of that stuff. So all they have to do is just say, look, they're coming for your guns, da, 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 and then everybody starts making mad money because this is the place where, the cowboys and Indians was invented. So after the cowboys and Indians...
It is the wild, wild west. And it's just strange that you have de Blasio and Jerry Brown
in the Vatican.
They're at the Vatican right now.
They're talking about you and me.
Secret meeting.
They're talking about you and me.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They're talking about you and me, who's listening, and us over here. They're talking about how to take our guns. Okay? It's clear.
No, they're talking about your Pope comments. They're mad that you keep dissing the Pope. So they got one rep from New York, one rep from L.A., where you're from, and they're going, I'm the president of Jaja. And the other one's like, I'm the president of Bruce.
Well, I don't understand how a Jesuit priest can become governor of California. I don't understand how that happens. I don't understand how you have a Jesuit dope running around saying that he'll wipe his arse with the Bill of Rights. And that the only people that deserve to have guns are his guards.
Yeah. Well, didn't Jon Stewart say that also this week?
Jon Stewart is an idiot. An idiot. Listen, Jon Stewart, you weren't funny in Big Daddy. Just go away. Okay? Just go away. Okay? Go kissing Obama's ass. That was disgusting.
Yeah, well, I don't give a lot of faith into the president, my friends. Not like you guys do. I'm not into the supreme leader thing. I'm in a country where supposedly there's checks and balances. Although I know realistically there's a shadow government.
No, you're in a country that has been hijacked by the Jesuits.
By a shadow government.
The Jesuits rule supreme. They have political influence in every established country in the world. Okay, 1822 says here it was decided that America would be the target of Jesuit emissaries and that America was to be destroyed at all costs.
Well, they probably had a lot of positive puritanical ideals back in the day. And, we're talking about, look at the Amish. They like to keep their little world of protectivity. And rightfully so. I mean, who wants to watch?
Those people are insane.
No, but look, they got something to them. I'll tell you why. They don't watch TV. They don't listen to this crap music. If everything is controlled by this impure, and even Lorraine said that, she's like, that they own the media, they control everything, they want to get into everything, and they want...
Well, Shill's got to give you that little nugget of truth.
Yeah. No, and she was talking about how there was just Jesuits power everywhere, and they do control the TV. She's like, everything on TV is Jesuit controlled. So, in that respect, the Amish definitely had a point there. Hey, what was it, that Palestinian friend of mine? He started to say it was the Jews that were the pilgrims. They were rabbis. I mean, the level of
that guy's intellect isn't. I could see why there aren't that many Palestinian lawyers,
senators, reps. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's a bad.
They're out there cooking halal and cleaning socks is more like it.
I don't know what. Yeah, exactly. I do not know how anybody can say that. I mean, this guy literally tried to say that the original founders of America were Jews and they were rabbis, and that's why they had the same hats as the Amish.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, does that make Obama Amish too? Because I saw him wearing a yarmulke. That cracked me up.
Well, I don't listen to those talk show hosts. A bunch of hooey.
A bunch of hooey, that's right.
Hooey.
Yeah, your dad's Frank Marshall Davis. That's a bunch of hooey. I don't believe that. I'm the president of the USSSA. Yeah, that's a bunch of hooey.
Who's your grandma?
I'm going to go slap you with that NDAA while dribbling a basketball.
And hanging out with Jay-Z.
That's right. You mean Aleister Crowley?
How could he stand hanging out with young Marcus Garvey?
I can't even stand listening to that.
How could he hang out with
one of my trigger songs?
Al Sharpton Garvey.
You know what one of my trigger songs is? Is that Hard Knock Life. I mean, if I was like an MK Ultra or something, I'd go bat guano if that song started playing, man. I hate that song.
Annie?
I hated it. I hate Little Orphan Annie. But I guess that's racist.
They're going to come after you.
Oh, man.
They're going to gang stalk you with Little Orphan
Now I'm
Annie
racist.
next. Watch, you're going to get a new Twitter ad. Somebody's going to come along and be like, I'm Little Orphan Annie. And they'll be your new fan.
I could not stand that. Literally, I'd be like ripping the hair out of my head just when the teacher in drama class or whatever the hell would put on Little Orphan Annie. Oh. I mean, you can see me here in studio. I mean, I'm still a little disgusted, but that's racist. You're being racist.
You didn't like that Daddy Warbucks character, huh?
That guy's racist.
Yeah, he looked like Alex Jones too.
Oh, that guy's very racist.
Yeah. Actually, you know who he looks like, really? Daddy Warbucks? Jordan Maxwell. But that poor guy don't have any money like Daddy Warbucks.
Oh, man.
He's always crying. We just heard him on, who was he on the other day? Screaming with Rents. He was screaming for money and, telling everything.
Isn't that the only thing these guys do is scream for money?
And he said everybody steals from him.
Let me tell you something. Out of all the possible shills out there, and I'm not calling him one of them, he's one of the guys that is like instrumental that, even though he may be into some funny business, when the man speaks, you tend to listen. Now, is he related to Ludolf von Albensleben? I don't know, but saying Ludolf von Albensleben is fun. Ludolf von Albensleben.
Jordan von Albensleben?
Now he's never going to come on the show to talk about Star Wars with me. Are you trying to?
No.
Are you trying to C-block
what was
the
he,
show
What was
here?
he talking about on his Facebook the other day?
Oh man, he had all sorts of kooky stuff. I mean, it was
Penises and
it was pretty
vaginas?
cool actually. There was this figurine of the Virgin Mary, and it didn't even look like the Virgin Mary. It looked like a clitoris.
It looked like a big Georgia O'Keeffe painting of a flower.
It looked like a clitoris.
Big, gigantic floral.
But that's what. Look, he's right, because the Vatican, all their symbols, it's all sexual innuendo going back to the days of Zoroaster and these mystery religions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they worship the male phallus.
That's what they worship.
They had he had a Facebook post of a picture of Christ, and his abs looked like a giant penis.
Yeah, and he was talking about the size of it. He was.
See, ladies, talk radio's fun. You get to say giant penis on air.
That's right, but that's a bunch of hooey.
It's hooey.
It's hooey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I was saying, it's a clash of biblical titans. You have this guy that looks like Frankenstein here, this ketchup slanger, Skull and Bones Kerry, saying that Israel could be blamed if Congress rejects the Iran deal. What do you make of that?
I think so. Back what I was saying before, which you cut off. It's okay. With nuclear war.
Nuclear.
Okay? Not nuclear. Okay, idiots. Nuclear. Okay, Patrick Henningsen? Stop saying nuclear. Okay? Say nuclear and stop trying to teach people to be stupid. Okay? First of all, there's no nuclear war that will occur between the two countries. There's nuclear... The way they're using nukes for war is through exactly how I told you. Through using it through environmental detonation of them, either through tectonic plates, through the ICBMs, or through a volcano.
But you're glossing over a big
you won't
detail
see any
here.
mushroom clouds over
Benjamin
these countries.
Netanyahu stated that he will use force.
Okay, so what?
And that guy's pretty
He's
serious.
a good actor. So is Alfred Rosenberg. Everybody's a good talker. Okay, it's a bunch of hooey. That's what I say. It's just to proliferate money and war vehicles and money for war. That's all. Excuse me. But I wanted to say something, and it bothered me all week. And it has to do, after we heard that Bill Cooper interview with my cousin Aaron Russo.
Shale Cooper, yes.
And he was kind of laughing at my cousin Aaron Russo. Because Aaron was my cousin. And it really bothered me, the way... And I don't think that Aaron, being Jewish and Sephardic, realized the position he was in against all these Amalek. Amalek Cooper was like totally laughing at him. And then as soon as...
Instigating. Trying to always instigate. After he had something to say, he had something negative to say. Okay, and this
something
is...
sardonic,
something very sarcastic, yes.
Yeah. And, and when I called in for the first time in Alex Jones' show... And I said something about my cousin being Aaron, because it was all new to me, the whole truth thing. I was like, wow, whoa, 9/11, yeah, it was an inside job. Whoa, it agrees to the same thing. There's enough people here. Let me just call in. He's interesting. Oh, and he's talking about my cousin, so I called in. And he then wrote an article about me,
with a big freaking question mark on it. I saw that, like if Aaron wasn't your cousin.
Yeah.
I've been around Aaron's sisters.
Yeah.
I've been around...
Both, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Family.
I've been around the family, ladies and gentlemen. I'm basically part of the family now, too.
That's right.
So, Bill, the Shield Cooper, I will take a big shyster on your grave and piss on your tombstone. You sucked.
Yeah. He said, write in an article that is Jaja really the cousin? Put a question mark that Aaron's my cousin.
Oh, that was the other Bill, not Bill Cooper. The other Bill.
Oh, and then there was, the Bill Hicks. I mean, Al. He said he was Bill Hicks today on air.
That's what I don't understand, is how I could almost be blacklisted from talk radio for saying that, hey, Alex kind of looks like this dead comedian that wasn't that funny, and then say that Jim Morrison kind of looks like Rush Limbaugh, who's fat now and disgusting, and I almost get blacklisted from talk radio. The alternative media proves to be stronger and have more pull than the mainstream media by them trying to silence me and silence this show.
Well, what do you expect from Carlton Brunner? I mean, they like to own The media, and they want to own the. They say it's alternative, but it's not. It's a controlled paradigm.
Controlled opposition. Illuminati controlled opposition. They put all the players out there. That's why this guy's going bonkers already. He can't even control himself. His program's wearing off. He's got a needle in between his fat toe. He's got freaking stinky socks on his ears. That's who you want to listen to?
He's selling weird products that are hallucinogens for children.
Oh, God.
Valerium and all kinds of weird...
I can't stand that. I can't stand that. Especially with this pedophile scandal that goes back to 1971 with the P2 Masonic Lodge that's basically happening today at the Grand Mother Lodge of London. All these disgusting British pedophiles in government that are getting away with the most atrocious things possible.
Yeah. And they all support each other because they're organized. And, just like back in Hitler, World War II, where they had... You found something very interesting. You see, 'cause I think they got away with things because they used magic. And you found something and they all proliferated that pedophilia. You see Hitler grabbing the boys.
Oh, God. Rubbing the ears when you meet the Hitler Youth.
And Himmler pushed that whole thing, bisexuality. But you found something very interesting about the concentration camps, the Buchenwald, Auschwitz. You said they all lined up into a pentagram.
That's right. That was Pope Pius's final solution, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's why you have this Pope running around spouting, being the forefront for one world government. That's all he talks about now. He's the political freaking dope Pope. And yes, when Pope Pius gave the final order, the final solution, all the concentration camps were strategically located as a pentagram.
Right. So it was like a sacrifice. It was a sacrifice to the Pope or something like that, to make the Pope and the Catholic Church stronger by lessening the influx of Jews, to get rid of some of the positive beliefs of just one God, and so people can pray to popes.
Well, that's right, because they're polytheistic. It goes back to Zoroastrians. Mm-hmm. That's where there's this big clash of biblical titans, and, all the terror outfits that threaten Israel were created by the Vatican. They're created by the Vatican, created by the U.S. Even Israel itself, the state of Israel, I'm thinking is a concentration camp created by the rhetoric of guys like Adolf Eichmann. Mm-hmm. And they want to corral our people for one final, just devastating death strike. Okay, the Iranians having these ICBMs is very, very dangerous from my point of view, because the Iranians, they went from barely being able to buy a gallon of gas to now being very rich, very wealthy country, and every chance they get, they simulate these apps, these video game apps that they're blowing up Israel. They make TV news broadcasts that they're blowing up Israel in 3D.
That's a false spectacle. They will do it, but they're not going to do it to Israel, and they're not going to do it to Iran. I don't believe it.
The Iranians are the Vatican.
Yeah, I don't. First of all, they're all protecting.
That's why everybody's pandering to them at this point in time.
Those two countries are not fighting. What you'll do is you'll see proxy wars happening. You'll see other nations fighting offshoots like a Libya thing, or they'll put all their dirt into some other country like Tunisia. You'll see it over there. I hate to say it, but I think that's a shield. I think it's the
Etruscan civilization that is Iranian. These Italians, the Rome, all roads lead to Rome, ladies and gentlemen, and it is the Pope who is the emperor of this world. Okay, I'm not ruled by an emperor. You shouldn't be ruled by an emperor. We need to take our power back as free, liberty-minded Americans.
So I agree with you. But you're saying that even the Queen takes...
The Queen has to answer to the Pope, because all their marriages, the Habsburgs, all these the Saxe-Coburgs, all these people, they had to go to the Pope to get their marriages arranged.
Yeah.
So they have to answer to the Pope. The Pope set up all their retarded, inbred families.
Yep. Yep. When I was in Denmark, I saw all the paintings of the Habsburg and all these Danish retarded. They actually painted them like
they're
retarded,
like drooling.
It's cross-eyed. They couldn't avoid it. They had to paint them with a cross-eyed.
Oh yeah, because royalty's so beautiful.
Yeah. It's so great to have lots of money. Oh, stop doing him, please. It's not so nice. I don't quite like talking about them.
Mm-hmm. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show with my co-host Jaja. We're almost out of time, ladies and gentlemen. We've covered a lot of ground. We're very pissed, as you can hear. And, you know, it's no surprise. They got the all-seeing eye watching me at all times, ladies and gentlemen. But you can tune in
every Friday night.
Friday.
And we have a 24-hour radio station on Spreaker. And you can find the whole Spreaker show at Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com.
Just go to the live section and we'll be there. MBN, the Bruce Montalvo Show.
And you can type into the URL is what? The Bruce Montalvo Show, right?
That's right.
So Spreaker.com/the Bruce Montalvo Show.
But make sure to tell them that they can also find us on TalkStream Live.
And, of course, TalkStream Live. You can go right to TalkStream Live Friday.
We'll send you right to our link.
Yeah, you can click right up in there. But during the meantime, you can hear the rest of the week. We got 3-hour shows with my music, Jaja. And you got repeats of some other shows and some great interviews, some classics from Montalvo.
Up-to-date news. You get all the news, ladies and gentlemen. Late breaking news. And, you know, it's fitting that we finish up these last 6 minutes with this theater shooting in Lafayette. I mean, you see it. I mean, he's a Mason. We've passed by that statue many times. He's got his hand inside his
chest.
Inside his
flat,
chest.
Open like, you know.
That's
like
right. Masonic hand signal. He's a general. And what's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen? You got Jade Helm 15, the training exercises. You got the oligarchical psychopaths meeting up and having their menage a trois over at the Bohemian Grove, while you and I continue to indulge in this bread and circus that the government wants us to stay just obsessed with. Okay, they want you to, you know, look at what dress Caitlyn Jenner's wearing today, Kanye West's girlfriend. They want you to look at all the stupid things. Even Hulk Hogan is stupid. Yeah. Even being worried about Hulk Hogan's racist remarks is stupid because it buys into this whole 1984 getting rid of words. Everybody's got to watch what they say. And I even think they screwed him there, too, because whatever he said in the privacy of his home.
Mm-hmm. Well, so do we. We're very obnoxious in our homes. But that doesn't mean that we have any hate at all. I mean, if they were to sit there and tape me, every other word of my mouth...
Look, I'm like Slayer. I am like the band Slayer. I hate everyone equally.
Exactly. And Michael Savage hates everybody.
Oh, man.
He hates Jews even.
That guy hates...
He's supposed to be Jewish.
That guy hates the kids that are out smoking pot and skateboarding on the sidewalk. I mean...
He hates Mexicans.
Literally, well, we know that. We know that. But you know who mows his lawn? Okay? I'll tell you something. Michael Savage has never mowed a lawn in his life. And if he did, he'd probably leave the sides all filled with weeds. And, you know, these people, they don't know the meaning of work. He gets up, and what does he do? He scratches his bum and just goes on the radio and flaps his gums. That's all he does. He doesn't know the meaning of work.
He feeds Teddy.
Oh, that's right.
He gives Teddy a talk.
He gives Teddy a TED Talk.
And TED Talk. I hate TED Talks.
Oh.
They are so
boring.
And PC. I mean, they're totally pushing the evolution agenda. Anyway, listen. Go to Etsy.com.
Got 1 minute left.
ETSY. Type in Antique Obsessions. You will see the most gorgeous sterling silver.
Just as gorgeous as my co-host.
You will see our beautiful handmade one-of-a-kind jewelry. Or go to Etsy, ETSY.com. Type in conceptual subculture, one word. You'll see the hottest in Burning Man, kind of tribal, metaphysical, all kinds of orgone scalar energy stuff, rings, everything you name it.
And it won't control your mind.
It won't control your mind. And it's all handmade, one of a kind.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. This is Bruce Montalvo, the excellence of radio execution, joined by the hottest woman in hip-hop, Jaja.
Yeah, and type in Bruce 40, right? Isn't that the code? Bruce 40 will get you 40% off. Okay, we'll get you 40% off in conceptual subculture.
Conceptual subculture.
That's huge. That's a huge
And we're out of time. Thank you for listening, folks.
Come back.
See ya.